All righty. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Tuesday night team Zoom. My name is Crystal Pearl. For anybody who doesn't know me, I'm your ambassador, Diamond Upline, and I'm super excited to welcome you tonight. Tuesday night is kind of our time to come together as a team and share ideas and give you guys business building ideas and so on and so forth. And so we're super excited to be in January, Jumpstart January. And with that, I was really thinking about what I wanted to do as far as a topic this week. And I thought that social media would be a great thing to talk about. I know Janessa did an amazing Facebook Live this week. Thank you so much for doing that, Janessa. I haven't seen if you're on or not, but you rocked it. It was awesome. I loved it, all of your tips and information. So I figured let's just keep it going, and I'm going to show you guys some things that have really helped me out on Facebook and some things that I do. Well, I'm getting some weird text on my screens. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. But I'm going to show you some things that I do that have really helped me to keep my business a little bit more organized, and they help me to stay on track and so on and so forth. So we're going to talk about Facebook lists today. We're going to talk about how to get your posts seen more. I'm going to talk about how to organize your follow-up. And then I'll hit a little bit on the difference between mobile and desktop. And then also I'm going to talk just a teeny bit about business page. I'm not going to talk a ton about it because I don't think that it's the best place to start if you're just new with social media, but I know that people have asked me questions about if they should have a business page, if they should pay to boost posts, so on and so forth. So I'm going to touch on that a little bit. If you guys have questions, feel free to unmute yourself and ask at any time, or just go ahead and use that chat feature. That's the best way that I can kind of get through my thought and what I'm saying, and then I'll kind of be reading the chats on the side to make sure I get your questions answered. So, and then I'll open up at the end. So I'm going to go to screen share, so bear with me just a minute. So with Facebook, a really cool feature that they have is that you can use this list feature. And it's something that a lot of people don't know about, or they've kind of played around with, or they just get overwhelmed with it and they're like, forget it. But Facebook lists are such a huge thing. When I was introduced to this, gosh, I think I was introduced to it like 2 years ago. It was a game changer for my business because it just helped me to stay on track, to organize everything. Because when I first came into this business, obviously I didn't have really any It Works distributors on my Facebook. It was pretty much all just my warm market. I had a very small Facebook. I think I only had a couple hundred friends on my Facebook, and it was all warm market. But as it grew and as I got to meet people, I started meeting people in the business. A lot of the people on my warm market became distributors. And so before I knew it, I felt like all I was seeing on Facebook was It Works distributor posts all day long. And some of you might be in that place right now where you're like, I don't see anything else right now but distributors. And there's a reason for that. And the main reason is because Facebook is going to show you what it thinks you want to see. So if you're posting about health and wellness, you're using It Works hashtags, different things like that, that's what it's going to show you. If you're mainly interacting with It Works distributors all day long on your Facebook and no one else, it's going to think that's who you want to see. So that's all you're going to see on your Facebook. And as you interact with them and they interact with you slowly and slowly, that's going to be the main people that are seeing your posts, which isn't what we want. We want our market. I mean, we love our It Works family, right? But we want our reach to go out to those people who have not yet heard about this, tried the product, or heard about the opportunity. That's the goal. And so the list feature really helps you to break it down. So I'm just going to show you really quick. Let me, I'm just going to go, you can search someone. So I'm just going to go to Josh because I know his profile pretty well. Okay, so one thing that's cool is when you go to somebody's profile up here, you'll see different options. So friends, obviously we're friends. And then you can choose different things on here. So if it's somebody that you just want to be your acquaintance, you can choose that. That means that they're going to only see certain things that you allow them to see. Anything that's public, they'll be able to see. But if you want to have things like certain posts, like I want my friends, everybody but acquaintances can see this post, you can set different things like that. So you can do different things like that. But I'm going to show you the list first. But real quick, this is another thing that's really cool. If you have a hot lead or somebody that you just connected with, let's say you're out and about and you meet somebody at a restaurant, like maybe it's let's say it's your waitress, and she has the most amazing personality ever. You guys have a great talk. You talk about the products a little bit. You get her on Facebook. This is a really cool feature because once you are friends with her, not only can you add her to a list, but you can also choose see first. So what that means is every time that you go on your news feed, you're going to see what this person has going on. You're going to see their post first. So for those hot leads, those people you want to make sure that you're interacting with as much as possible, this is a great feature. I think you can only do so many. So you want to be a little picky about who you do it with, but this is a great feature so that you can make sure that those hot leads that you're seeing them first, so you're able to interact with them. So that's just a little side note. Okay, so with the lists, right here, you see it says close friends, it says acquaintances, and add to another list. You're gonna click that. So I have all of these lists on here. Facebook's gonna make up some lists for you, like a lot of these, like a touch of this and that, that's something somebody else made. It Works distributors, that's other ones that people have made that have added me to McSalon, Aveda Institute, that's where I went to school. I think there's one for Park High School, that's where I went, Minneapolis, all that kind of stuff. But once you get down here, the ones that aren't lightning bolts, these are all lists that I have created. So what I've done is, like, we do a couple big hair shows every single year. And so I like to list, I get a lot of leads from that show. So I like to put them in a certain category. So last year I started doing this. So I put all of my leads from this list right here. When I was in the salon, I had a list of clients. I have expo contacts. So if I meet anybody at an expo, I'm making sure I'm adding them to that list. It Works customers. When they become a customer, they get added to that list. And then the list that I use the most are my non-It Works peeps list. So anybody who I become friends with that is not an It Works distributor gets added to that list. And then if they are a prospect, they get added to my prospect list. So that means we've talked about products or we've talked about the opportunity. Usually they don't get added to this list unless we have actually talked about it. But if you have a hot lead that you're like, oh, I really want them on my team, you could certainly add them to that list as well if you wanted to. And then I have personal distributors on my team. Some people do their downline, whatever they want to do. But so what's really cool about this now is that I can create new lists anytime. It's right here on the bottom. So I can create any list I want. So if there's something specific that I want to do, I try to keep them pretty generic. Facebook doesn't let people know that they're added to these lists, but I just feel like if for whatever reason, one day they were, like, I wouldn't want to put anything like crazy, any sort of weird names of lists. So I just try to keep them pretty generic. But what's cool is now when we go to the news feed over here, we can go to, if you scroll over on your right, now this is all on the computer, guys, so this is not mobile. It's gonna look completely different on mobile, which I know is a pain in the butt, but when I'm being intentional about working my business, I really like to work on my computer because there's some really cool features that mobile doesn't have. But okay, if I come over here, I can click friends list. So now I can click that. All of my lists are going to show up here, okay? And I can create a new list here as well if I want to. But this is the thing that's really cool, is that I can go to any one of these lists. Like right now, I can go to, where is my non-It Works? I'm blind right now. I'll go up. Up here. He switched it around on me. Okay, yep. I can go to my non-It Works peeps list and it shows me right here that there's been over 20 new posts. So I can click on that. And now on my news feed, all I'm going to see is my non or the people that I've put in this non-it works. Jean, I love it. I just saw your face. I know, life-changing, right? So this is going to be all my non-it works people. So now I can go on this list. I can set a timer for 20 minutes and I can just interact with all of these people that I want to interact with that are not it works distributors. Same with, my prospect list. So let's go back and I can pull that up. I mean, I guess it's the same thing. It doesn't really matter because, but my prospect list. So now I can pull up my prospect list and I can go through and I can interact with all of these people. Same thing. Or sometimes I like to just get on it. And honestly, I just kind of like to scroll because sometimes, like, I don't know about you guys, but for me, I've gotten to a point where like I accidentally forget about somebody, or it's somebody that maybe I talked to like 2 years ago. And I just and we were having a conversation and then it didn't really go anywhere or whatever. Now I can kind of scroll through just to refresh my memory. Same thing, customers, whatever it may be, I can go through and just make sure I see how they're doing. I like to add my personal distributors on here because I like to go through every once in a while and just show them some love and just, like some of their posts, comment on some of their posts. Obviously to do that to everybody would be crazy, but I like to make sure that I'm doing that for at least my personal distributors. And one list that I haven't done, I've been planning on it and I just haven't done it yet, but one list that I really recommend that you guys to add, and I'm planning on adding it ASAP as we go into this new season, is new distributors. Have a list for your new distributors that, maybe they're going to be on there for like 60 days. So you can go on there and you can kind of just check out what they're doing. So then that way, if they're posting things that are super adsy or they're posting things that are non-compliant, whatever it may be, you can easily see that and not go into manager mode, but just kind of scroll through it and just say, hey, are you open to a little constructive criticism? I'd love to help you out with some things that I've learned on my journey with social media. Do you have some time to chat? And just come across really friendly like that. I just want to help you. Are you open to, I always use that. Are you open to some constructive criticism? And I like to use that because I don't want to give advice if somebody doesn't want advice. And so it's just giving me the opportunity to kind of share with them what I'm seeing. I see there's some chats coming through. So hold on, let me just scroll through them really fast before we go too far. Emojis on your desktop. I don't think you can do emojis on your desktop. There are ways, but you have to click like all of these crazy buttons and I don't know. Let's see. What new group was it? I don't know what that, Leslie, I don't know what I missed on that part. So let me know. I wonder if I can just hide this chat over here. Let me see. I haven't done the screen share too much, so bear with me, guys. Okay. So Leslie, if you're, let's see, the one you're going to add. Oh, new distributors, like new distributors who are like 30 to 60 days, just so you can kind of pop on it every once in a while and they're all in one list. You can kind of just scroll through and make sure that they're understanding like how to post, what they're doing, and you can help give constructive criticism if needed. Or sometimes maybe you can just use it to be like, just see what they're doing and say, oh my God, girl, you are killing it. You're doing amazing on your social media, and just give them some props at, how well they're doing. So I love to do that. So, okay, so that's one really cool feature of the list. Now here's another really, really cool thing that you can do. When I'm on the prospect list, it's going to automatically just post to my prospects. So if I'm creating a post that I just want my prospects to see. So maybe I feel like I've done a handful of opportunity posts. That's all I've been talking about all day long, but I have this really awesome post that I want to get out there, or I want my prospects to see it. I could put it on this prospect feed, and now only my prospects will see it. No one else will see it. So just the prospects will see it. So this is a great feature for like your current loyal customers. If you have a BOGO going on and you don't want to like blow up your normal page with BOGO, but you want to make sure your customers are seeing it, this is a great way to do it. It stays off of your personal page. But they will be able to see this post. So that's another great way that you could do it. Or maybe you have a post that it's like, You know, usually we have our group pages. So usually if it's a post that you want to make sure your distributors see, but you don't necessarily want the world to see it, we usually do that in the group post. But if for some reason you wanted to post it on there, you could use this feature to do something like that as well. And you can also do it from, I'm going to show you the other way to do it, is from your status right here. So when you're on your status, you write up your status, and then you can choose, you know, obviously public, friends, only me. But if you click more options, my computer is going crazy. I don't know why it's being crazy. Hold on. Let's see if I can hide this chat thing. Maybe that's why. Okay, anyways, if you hit this public button there in the bottom, I don't know why it's being weird like this, but if you click more options, try it one more time. Yeah, it's not working. But if you click more options, what's going to happen is that in the bottom, it's going to say see more. And you can choose which list you want to see that post. And you can choose more than one. So it's kind of a cool feature as far as that goes as well. Another thing that's really cool with the list is you can choose multiple lists to put people on. So maybe I'm putting somebody on my non-networks peeps list and my prospect list because they're not networks distributor and they're prospect. I'm going to put them on both lists. Or maybe there's somebody I met at an expo, but they're a hot lead. I'm going to put them on my expo list and my prospect list. So different things that you can do there. And if any of you guys have, like, I know some of you do use the list. I know this is old news to some of you. But if any of you have lists that you're like, oh, this has been an amazing list that I've created, it's been awesome, you know, definitely let us know as well. But cool too, like you can do like the ones that will automatically kind of set you up with your area. So like, let's say you have an event going on just in your area, you can post it to those people, you know, so on and so forth. So the biggest thing that I get when I talk about lists is people say, okay, well, it's kind of overwhelming because I have like 1,500 friends and like, I don't want to spend a whole day, or maybe some of you are planning, like, I'm going to take a whole day and I'm just going to organize all of my contacts. I really wouldn't recommend doing that. You can do it if you want to, but it's not income producing. It's going to help make your life easier, but I wouldn't really consider it an income producing activity. So I would recommend one of two things. One, take every single day, decide to take like 10 or 15 minutes, 20 minutes to slowly start going through your friends list and organizing. That would be one way to do it. Set a timer so you stay on task, you're intentional about it, 10 to 20 minutes a day. This is what I like to do because I got really overwhelmed when I learned about this. I was really excited about it. It blew my mind, but it was really overwhelming. So here's what I do. If you go to your news feed, every day it shows you whose birthday it is. And so every single day, my goal is to wish every single person a happy birthday. Oh, I got a funny bunny video in front of us. So every single day, I want to wish my friends a happy birthday. So what I do is I click on my birthdays, and then I will go through birthdays. Now, I really recommend that you guys do this because when you are interacting with people whose birthday it is, every single day you're going to get non-networks people. And so it's going to give you an opportunity to interact with whoever's birthday it is that day. And this is a great way to add them to your list. So every day I go through my birthdays, I wish everybody a happy birthday, and then they get added to a list. So if you do this every single day, by the end of the year, every single person will be in a list. And from this point going forward, whenever you add a new friend, just make sure as soon as you add them and they accept that you just click pop on, you add them to whatever list that they're going to go on and go on with your day. So if you do this, then it's really not going to be overwhelming, and it's not going to take a lot of extra time to get your Facebook organized. So that's what I would recommend. One note on this, just because we're on birthdays right now. What I recommend you guys do is when you pull up this feed, I don't recommend that you use this feature. It's really convenient that you can just type 1, 2, 3, get everybody done. But what happens is when you wish somebody a happy birthday in this, it goes into this big like lump feed thing, and it doesn't show on their page. And like what I found is, well, like, even on my birthday, like it said somebody wished me happy birthday, and I couldn't even find the post because it got into this like news feed and it kind of got lost. There was just too many. So we don't want it to get lost. We want to look and we want to stand out. I mean, that's the goal. We want to stand out. we want to show people that we're, you know, here to build a relationship and a friendship, and we want to stand out in people's minds. So I would do one of two things. You can either click on their picture or their post or whatever, and you can post right to here, right to their wall, or you can take it one step further, and I'm going to show you what I do. I have like a couple of fun little videos that I have created, and I just made, I'll play it for you guys so you can see. Oh, be quiet. So just a funny, quick little Snapchat thing. Me and Corby did it one day. We made a couple of them. We had a lot of fun with it. But just a quick little thing. It's a message that I'm sending to people, and people really appreciate it. And then I just found out the other day, if you've updated your messenger, like now you can even type right on your videos. So I'm putting the video on there. It's just a quick 10-second video, so it uploads like that. And then I'm just saying happy birthday and using their name to kind of personalize it for each of them. And it's been awesome. Like, people love it, and it's been super fun. And I love it because it's something different. Like, I'm taking time to like do something for them. So obviously you don't have to do that exactly. You could send a picture, whatever you want to do. But I think, you know, with anything, like, think outside of the box, like do something different than what every single other person out there is doing, because it's going to make you stand out, and people are going to see that you're not just another person on Facebook. Like, you know, with Nicole, like, I sent her a message, we're friends, we have a relationship, and just taking those extra steps, it makes them stand out, and it's something different than every other happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday on their timeline. So that's what I like to do. That's kind of what I have on list. I have a couple other things to talk to you guys about on Facebook, but I want to really quick, let's see, how do I find my chat box now? Just want to make sure if there's anything else coming through. Okay, no, there hasn't been any other things that have came through. Okay, any other questions on list before I move on to the next topic? You'll have to unmute yourself because you guys are all muted. Okay, I'm going to move on. If you guys think of anything, let me know. Okay, so next I'm going to talk about how to get your posts seen. So now we have the list down. We know we can post to different lists. We can post to different people. We can pull up different feeds to make sure we're being more thoughtful with our interacting. That's awesome. But we also want to make sure that we're getting our posts seen. And like I said, Janessa did an awesome job. So I really do not need to go into this too much. But for anybody who's new or just repetition, I think is so good with Facebook. Sometimes we feel like, yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, I've heard that. But then we kind of forget, or we stop doing it for whatever reason. I want to touch on it really quick. So the best way to get your post seen is when you come on your feed, you want to go ahead and type your post. Like, actually, it's different on here than it is on mobile. But on mobile, let's see if I can pull it up. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it super great. And actually, here, let's see. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it. So I'm going to show you just really quick how you find lists on mobile, because I didn't talk about that. So let me go back. So right now, this is just my news feed. So you're going to click these three little buttons on the bottom. Hopefully you can see it. If not, now I'm going to, hold on. This is really hard to do like in the mirror. So you're going to click the three little buttons that are on the bottom there, and that's going to bring up all of this stuff. You guys probably know what the screen is. So if you scroll down, and sometimes it gives you, it like says see more, but if you scroll down and then you click where it says feeds, click that, that's going to bring up all of those lists that I was talking about. Okay, so they're all going to be there. And then if you go to, let me just show you real quick, my news feed. Okay, so then if you go to somebody's profile, this is where you're going to find the see first. You're going to see friends. That's where you're going to click, and that's where you can edit the friends list. Okay, so that's how to do it on mobile. Okay, so getting your posts seen. It's really important that, let me just show you on here, sorry. When you are posting, and this is what I've learned, and it could have changed because Facebook changes all the time. That's one thing that I really want to tell you guys. If you are dedicated to social media, you want to use social media, you have to be adaptable. That's just part of the game. Like, just understand that you're going to learn how to do this, and then they're going to change something. And you're going to learn how to do it, and they're going to change something. And there's going to be a new rule, and something that you did a month ago, now you don't do anymore. So you just need to learn to be adaptable if you're going to use social media. But on here, like, it shows you that you can do your status, you can do a photo, whatever you want to do. I always I click on it and I do my post from here, and then I attach the photo from there. So when you do it that way, it gets seen by more people, opposed to when you just click photo and then attach the photo and then type. And I don't know why, but it lets it get seen by more people. So same thing on Facebook. You don't want to use this photo video button. Instead, you want to create your post. Oh, I'm sorry, just kidding. They changed that. So here's a prime example. Never mind on this, but on mobile, that's how you want to do it. So with getting your posts seen more, what I want to tell you guys, there's just a couple things that I want to hit on. One, you want to make sure that you're taking good quality pictures. And honestly, that's probably a whole nother training that we could do just on how to take really great pictures and how to have everything in good lighting and so on and so forth. But you want to make sure that you're posting good quality pictures because people are going to take the time to look at them. So when people are scrolling through Facebook, the way that Facebook decides if it's an important post or not is if people stop in your picture. If they're scrolling, and then they stop on your picture, Facebook algorithms are going to say, this is important. People want to see this because they're stopping on it and looking at it. That's why we always say, do the goofy photo, like do something out of the ordinary. Like last night I posted about the little popsicles that I made. And so I took like 20 pictures of the girls, and like they had this cute one where they were just smiling and posing, but then they had the one that I decided to post, and Sienna looks like she's rocking out like a little rock star. Shyla's just like giddy with it in her face. So it's just something like people are probably going to stop and be like, what is this post? Like, is it a funny post? Like, why, what is it? So I always try to do my posts that are something out of the ordinary. I always try to think, what can I do to get them to stop? It might be like a funny picture, like kids are great to use, like anything funny that kids are doing, take a picture of it. Animals, people love animals. If your animals are doing something funny, it's so funny. Like I'll take a picture of our cat Nugs just like sprawled out in front of the fireplace with all of his legs up, and it will get like 50 likes on Instagram. It's so funny to me. But people like that kind of stuff. So always be thinking about that stuff. But you want good quality pictures. So make sure when you're taking your pictures, flip some lights on, make sure there's good lighting, make sure you're not moving around and blurry. You want quality focused pictures because that's going to catch people's eye and that's going to get them to stop. There's a lot of different photo editing apps that you can use. Just a couple that I really love. I love PicTab Go. I talk about that one a lot. That is, let's see if it'll focus in here. It's this little yellow guy. There we go. I don't know. I can't get it. It's too bright. Anyways, PicTab Go. That's one that I really like to use. I use that one a lot, and I also use PixArt a lot. That's one that you can do different things. Like if I take a selfie and the words are backwards, I can flip it so the words are the right way, different things like that. Or like if I'm doing I really love that one, like if I'm doing a before and after and I accidentally take the wrong side of their body, I can flip them so that in the picture they're both facing the same exact way. So those are probably the two that I use the most, and then I use Word Swag a lot if I want to add text or whatever it may be. So good lighting, good quality pictures, that's going to help your post to get seen. We talk a lot about if you're posting about like greens or you're posting about confianza, whatever it may be, instead of taking a picture that corporate has posted, you know, they're gorgeous, they're beautiful, but instead of taking a picture that corporate has posted, take your own, go out and go into your cabinet, you know, clear a space on your countertop and just take a nice quality picture. It's going to help your post to get seen so much more in the algorithm than if you use a corporate picture. And the reason is they use just like they use face recognition with different pictures that you post. When you post and it recognizes somebody's face, it does that same thing with Facebook with different pictures. So if it's been posted over and over and over again, it's going to say it's not important. It's not going to let it be seen. So you want to make sure that your pictures, your posts are seen. So what I've done is I've just taken like a couple hours before, I've taken all of my products and I've taken different pictures. I really like to take things by my backsplash, or I like texture. Like I've done stuff before in front of the brick in our fireplace, and just grabbing a couple bottles, or like on our wood table, it's got some, like I like the grain in it. So I'll just lay a couple products out and I'll just take a lot of different pictures, and then I save them in my album. So I always have my own pictures when I want to post about something. So maybe I love the words that somebody wrote, but I'm going to use my picture because that's going to help it to get seen more. Now, if we have like a BOGO or like something that you really want to use a corporate picture, you know, even with BOGOs, like I will take 2 boxes of wraps and take a selfie of me, or a picture with my hands and the box of wraps. I will do that over anything, any day. But sometimes maybe you have a picture, or maybe it's like a testimony of somebody who's really blown it up in the business and you want to use that. A way to get around that is you can always take that picture and you can add it to a backdrop. So like you could use PhotoGrid is a good one. You can take that, add it to a background with just a little bit of background, add a little bit of text to it. Now it won't recognize that as something that has been seen over and over and over again. So there are little tricks and different things around that. But that is one thing that I really like to do. Let me quick go to the checks. I have seen that there's a couple that came through. Okay, Bonnie. Yeah, I can definitely do, the first thing that I did was Pick Tab Go. It's called Pick Tab Go. It's a yellow, I couldn't really get it to show up. Try it again. Like, there it is. Pick Tab Go. It's like the yellow guy right here. So that's what I like to use. It's really cool. It's got a lot of different filters on it. Like one feature that I really love about it is if your picture is too dark or if it's too bright, you can click lights on or lights off and you can adjust it. And like I can take a really dark picture and I can lighten it up so you can see people's faces. And that's really important. Lighting is so important in pictures. So Bonnie, yeah, I can definitely do a Zoom that's more just like how to take good pictures and different things like that. I can certainly do that. Or I can even do a Facebook Live in our group about that. Maybe I won't do a whole Zoom on it, but I will definitely put that on my list of things to do. So there's some things with getting your post seen. Use your own words. You know, back in the day we used to say, just copy and paste. Like if you see a post you like, don't recreate the wheel, copy and paste. And that's what we did for a long time. But now with these Facebook algorithms changing, it does the same thing. If Facebook sees the same exact post over and over again, it's going to say, this is not important. People don't want to see this. This is not quality. And so what I recommend that you do is you use posts that you like as inspiration, but change things up. What I do is when I'm going through my newsfeed, when there's posts that I really like, so like, let's just say this isn't what I'm going to save, but in this corner here, you can click on your post and you can save posts. So if I'm going through my news feed, I don't want to do the same post that somebody did that day, because more than likely, especially if it's somebody that's higher up, 50 million It Works distributors are going to do that same post. And I don't want to be another person that's just lost in the noise, another It Works distributor, but I'll save it because I'll be like, wow, that was a really great post. I want to use that for inspiration down the road. And so I'll save the post. And then what's cool is if you go over here to the left-hand side of your screen, and this is on mobile too, I can click saved and I have all this huge library of posts that I love. And that I was like, wow, that was really good. Or maybe I'm not going to use it word for word, but I'm going to use it as a formula. Like maybe it's somebody telling their story and I love the way they laid out their story. I'm going to use that, in a formula just as inspiration. So I do that a ton just because some days are busier than others and I don't have a ton of time to make up posts, or like ones that are interactive, like some of the silly games, whatever it may be. You know, I'll save some of those. If I'm seeing a lot of interaction on people's posts, I'll save them and I'll use them down the road. So I do that a lot too. So that save feature is really awesome to use. Yes. And yeah, with not posting every 3 hours, what I've heard is 90 minutes. So you want to space your posts about 90 minutes apart, and that includes Facebook groups. So I know that this is a little overwhelming, but this is what I always try to do. I want to try to post at least 4 to 5 times a day. That's always my goal. Sometimes I hit it, sometimes I don't. But that's my goal. And so what I'll do is, a lot of times I'm posting in the group pages and I'm interacting in different groups. I make sure that no matter what, I'm going to post first on my page. So my post is first, because if I post in a group first and then I post on my page, Facebook is going to show what I posted in the group to whoever's in that group over. Like, it's going to post that first. So I always post on my page first, and then I go through and I do my different things in my group. Now, if that makes a huge difference or not, I don't really know, but I've heard that it makes a difference. So that is just what I personally do. But try to space about every 90 minutes, or, you know, to be safe, like Denise said, 3 hours, 2 hours. I haven't found the exact formula, but what I found is about 90 minutes. If you post more than that, Facebook, what it's going to do is it's going to lump all of these posts that you've done. Like, let's say I do 4 posts in 2 hours. It's going to lump all of these into a feed on my page, and Facebook gets to choose which posts they're going to put out there. So I don't want Facebook deciding what posts people see. I want to decide what posts people see. So that's kind of the rhyme and reason. Facebook is more about quality posts over quantity of posts, where other platforms, you know, Instagram, you can post a lot more often because it doesn't really make a difference, as far as I understand. I'm not an Instagram guru by any means, but that's how I understand it. But with Facebook, you want quality post over quantity. So just something to remember there. Okay, I'm going to just really quick talk about my business page, and then I'm going to talk about follow-up, and then we'll open up for questions if we have time. So I get asked a lot, should I have a business page? Should I not have a business page? If I do have a business page, should I pay to boost posts, or what is this boosting post, so on and so forth. So here is my advice on that. Business pages used to be really awesome because Facebook will let your business, it was basically just another Facebook page. So it worked just like your Facebook page, except for it had a business name to it. Well, as Facebook became more popular, they're in it to make money. So they started changing it to where you can have a business page and it will get seen by a small percentage of your audience. But if you want it to get seen by the majority of the people who like your page, you have to pay to boost your post or do an ad or whatever it may be. So for a long time, I got away from my business page. I honestly probably didn't post on it for like a year. But now what I've noticed is it is kind of starting to change again. So what happened was, I have on my page, I have 13,000 people that like me, something like that. And what will happen, I'm just scrolling down to see if it'll show you. Okay, so out of 13,000 people, Facebook only showed this to 524 people. That's not a very good ratio. I mean, it's kind of crap. But again, it's because Facebook is here to make money and they want businesses to advertise on Facebook. So if you think that you're going to have a page and you're just going to post on it and it's going to be awesome and you're going to get all these leads, that's not where it's at. That's not where you want your focus to be at. But I think it is a good idea to start a Facebook business page just to start it, start getting some likes on it, throw it out to your warm market as you go and do events. You know, I have my business page on my Blitz cards. Some people will like a page before they will friend you. And so I do like having it. And I do pay to boost posts, and I do pay to do ads. But what I'm going to tell you guys is if you are on a tight budget right now, you're just starting your business, I would not recommend that until you get to the point where you have disposable income that it doesn't matter one way or the other if you get a lot out of it or not. Facebook isn't the way to go. It's a little bit of a gamble. So I just want to make that really clear because it can be awesome, but it is a little bit of a gamble. So if you're down to your last $100, please, please, please do not use it to boost a post on Facebook and think that you're going to get all this business out of it, because you may or you may not. So just I want to preface it, or, you know, just kind of put that out there before we go any further. But I do think it's a good idea to start building, because as you grow in your business, you can post, and as you have the money to do so, you can do different things to get leads. And so I run a couple different ads. I can definitely make a training video on that. I'm not going to go on through all of that right now. Actually, most of what I learned from Susan Wade, so I can actually probably just direct you guys to her video if you are interested in doing ads. But some of the features that I really like about the business page is that it makes my follow-up super easy. So what's cool about it is I can go to my messages on my business page. And what's cool about it is that I can click on all of these different people and I can add them to different lists. So like if I want to, let's say I'm talking to somebody about the wraps, and I just learned this, so I just started doing this. But I'm talking to somebody about the wraps, and we go into the point where we're following up. Now I can add them to follow up. So now I can go through, and all of my people who I have talked to about the wraps, they're all in my follow up section, and I can add notes about them on here. I can talk about what we did. You can do different labels. And another thing that's cool about if you do have a business page that you may or may not know that you can do is you can go in the search box, and I can put like hair, skin, nails. So I can go on that, and like if we're having, like let's say we're having a BOGO on hair, skin, and nails, I can do that and I can search it, and then it's going to pull up every single person that I've talked to about hair, skin, and nails. So a great way to go in and say, hey, just wanted to touch base, let you know we're having a BOGO, so on and so forth. So that's really what I'm going to say about business pages, because like I said, it's a whole nother beast. And for most of you, I don't recommend that you really invest a lot of time in it yet. So I don't know. Let me see. Is there any? No, there's not questions that are coming through on that. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I think that's, I mean, like I said, I know that's a lot of information, but there's so much I could tell you guys about social media. In this Zoom, I like to keep them at about an hour, and we're already at 45 minutes. So I think that's what I'm going to kind of leave you guys with today. Oh, I did want to mention about follow-up. So on my personal page, what I do with my follow-up, 9 times out of 10, and this is for me, and it's probably the same for you, I'm not sure, but 9 times out of 10, I don't close on people the very first interaction. Like for me, if they're warm market, it usually typically takes me 4 to 5 interactions before they actually order. If they're cold market, it usually takes 7 to 10. So warm market means that they know me, we're connected. Cold market, we don't have any connection at this point, because it's going to take them longer to trust you and decide if this is something that they really want to do. So 9 times out of 10, what it looks like for me is I'll explain like what's going on with the wraps, the little customer program. I will ask them if they are interested. And then a lot of times they'll say, yeah, I'm interested, but I won't be able to order until Friday, or I won't be able to order until Saturday, or I'm not going to be able to order for about a week. And I always tell them, no worries, that's totally great. Like what I'll do is I do a lot of my 90-day challenge posts, and that's where I get a lot of people that are asking me like, what is this 90-day challenge? I want to be a part of it, whatever it may be. And so I'll just tell them, well, I'll save a spot for you, no big deal. When do you think you're going to be able to get started? I'll follow up with you then, and we can get you set up. And so what happens is they give me a date. So whenever somebody's not ready yet, I always try to get a date. When do you want me to follow up with you? And I always leave it in their hands. When do you want me to contact you again? So that's what I always try to do. So when I get that date, what I'll do is I'll go in my calendar on my phone. I like to use it because I'm a space case sometimes. And so I like to go on my calendar on my phone and I set in an alert to follow up. So I set an alert, like let's say they say Friday. So then I'm going to go to my calendar. I'm going to set an alert, follow up with Friday. I usually do it in the morning. So I'll do 9 or 10 o'clock. And I set an alert for at that time. I'm also a paper person, so I take my paper planner and I also write it in on that date. So by putting it in my phone and getting the alert and putting it in on my calendar, I look at my calendar every single day. I do my 6 list on it. I'm not going to forget about following up with this person. So many people in this business do not follow up, and I am telling you, you are missing out on hundreds of thousands of dollars when you do not follow up. The majority of people will not close until the 7th to 9th interaction, I think is the stats, like something like that, 7th to 9th or 7th to 10th, something like that. So if you are not following up, you are missing out on so much business. So it's not their job to connect with us again. It's our job to follow up with them. And so I put them in my calendar, I set an alarm, and then I follow through with what I say I'm going to do. I connect with them on that day. Now, in reality, some days are crazy and I don't end up following up with my leads. Like, I'm a real person, just like you guys. It happens. Like, the day gets away from you or you forget or whatever it may be. It's no big deal. Go back in your calendar. When you see it, you remember it, just reach out to them and just say, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I know I was supposed to connect with you on Friday. Life got crazy. I'm sure you can relate. You have little ones, or I'm sure you can relate, like do something to relate with them. But I would love to get you started. Are you ready? Leave it short and sweet like that and kind of go from there. So there's really no secret sauce to it. It's just be intentional. Get it on your phone, get it on your calendar, whatever way helps you to remember, do it. Like I said, I'm a space case, so I do both. I do paper and I do a mobile alert. I just learned today, I was kind of playing around with this, but the messages, it will work for you. Like if you go into search and I put in wraps or I put in opportunity, it will pull up. Now I have so many It Works distributors on my page that have messaged me about opportunity questions or questions about wraps. Mine pretty much will just pull up It Works distributors, but it might be a little different for your guys's. You'll have to play around with that and see if you get any different interaction with that. But that's the huge thing that I wanted to share with you guys about follow-up. Let's see. Okay, good. I'm glad you're getting good info. Does anybody else, I'm going to stop the screen share. Does anybody else have any other questions on anything? It can be Facebook related or anything that I covered. I know that was a lot of information. I don't want to overwhelm you, but I do think it's something that will be really helpful for you, especially as we're moving into this really busy time to help keep yourself organized. Anyone? Did you guys get some good info? Was that helpful?
Hey, I just have a quick question.
Yeah.
Okay, so those Facebook groups, so how often are you posting on them versus posting on your regular Facebook?
I mean, it depends on the day. I try to not go post crazy like at all. And I mean, part of it too is I don't want to spend my entire day on Facebook. Like,
oh, I know. Trying to make up posts.
It's not productive, and you can get caught in the scroll hole where you're just scrolling and you think you're working, and then before you know it, you've watched 10 cat videos and you're like, what the heck can I do? Or you just start like looking through I don't know. I get caught in that. So I try to just go on Facebook, post in my groups, post on my page, and then get off Facebook for a couple hours. And then, like I said, when I come on, I try to make sure that I'm getting my post out first for like my personal page, And then after I get my payouts, then I kind of go through my groups and I get out whatever I needed to get out or whatever it may be.
Hey, can I just say something that I'm excited about?
Yeah.
So I didn't even make an It Works post. I just posted a picture of all the protein balls that my mom made me because I gave her my protein. Because I'm like, can you just make me some balls? I know I'm lazy. But I was on my second pizza box, and then they're large. It's size large pizza box. So that's all I did it because I'm like, I couldn't think of a post because I just try to make a different post so that way people, like you said, make something so people are going to comment on it. That might have been my most likes all day. And then one of my old loyal customers went on and ordered she messaged me, and then we've been talking about the protein and the shake, and she went on and ordered a bag of protein. So
Awesome.
I wasn't even making that an It Works post. I was just saying, oh my gosh, I love these. Thanks, Mom. I'm like, I can eat them all. So I'm just saying, don't make it. People I think are just overcomplicated their posts sometimes.
Absolutely. I mean, that's huge. It's so true. Like, I try to not make any of my posts be salesy whatsoever, but like, yeah, I mean, think about it. Like right now, like that's awesome that you did that post. Or like, if you guys, like another thing, do funny stuff. Like you could make a bunch of protein balls and say, oh, holy balls, or I love balls, like something silly and stupid, but like you're going to get comments out of it. Like people are going to laugh. They're going to like your post, and then it's going to help it to be seen more. And then that can happen. Like somebody's going to see it. They're going to want the shake, or they're going to ask you questions about the shake, or, whatever it may be. So stuff like that is huge. I love that. That's awesome. Somebody's asking about newbie Zoom trainings. The Zoom trainings are, we're doing 2 that are set every single month for the brand new distributors Zooms. They are the first. Where's Lynn? Is Lynn on here? I'm so bad. I should have this down packed. I believe they're the first Wednesday of the month, and they're the 3rd Thursday of the month. But I will let you guys know for sure. These are live events. We are not recording them because we want brand new distributors to get on live. So if they can't make one, get them on the other one. So they will not be recorded. They're just live events. So yeah, just a heads up on that. So the next one will be the 3rd Thursday, whatever that is. Trying to pull up my calendar so I can tell you guys the exact date. So the next one will be on the 19th. And that's with Christina, I believe. So, Nicole Kelly says the next one is Wednesday. Okay, my days might be off. I will get it posted so we have it on the group page, so we have the exact date. I just have mine written down when I'm up, so I will get that posted for you guys. Any other questions?
I have a question.
Yeah.
So when you're posting in the groups, because I'll be starting out on like adding to all my groups again because I started it and then I fell off. But anyway, should I make a post like for my whole timeline or whatever, and then make a second post to a group so it targets them for sure?
You can. I don't know, because I haven't played around a lot like with when you're just posting to like you're talking about the list, right? So like when you're just making a post to go to a certain list.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I guess if it were me, and I don't know on this because actually I haven't heard anything on if you're doing it to separate lists. I would probably say post to your first like do your first post that's going to go on your timeline. Do that one first, and then you can target after that. That's probably the way I would do it.
All right, appreciate it.
Yeah, but I mean, play around with it and see, like, try once, like, do something that will get, like, maybe it can just be something that's funny, like something that will get a lot of likes, or whatever it may be, and post 2 like back to back and see what happens, and then post 1 and then post another one like 90 minutes later and see if you get better interaction. Like, that's how I've learned. I just kind of play around with stuff and I see what gets the best results.
Right. I appreciate it. That's a lot of knowledge tonight. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else? All right, guys, I hope this was helpful. As always, if you guys have ideas or certain things that you want to see on a Zoom or you want us to talk about, please let us know, because I think sometimes we feel like, oh, we've talked about everything, but in reality, we haven't. And people hear different things. So if there's anything that you guys ever want us to talk about, please let us know, and we'll make sure to get it on the list of things that we talk about on our Tuesday nights or at our team meetings. So thank you guys for being on, and I will see a lot of you on Thursday at the team meeting, and I hope you guys have a great rest of the week. Good night, everybody.